Okay, let's see. Let me do this video. I'm gonna try to finish it real quick. So, okay, so then I ended up with the DNC and all that. Well, then later on, it turns out that the wife of him or whatever found out about a lot of stuff, and she ends up sending two men. I found this out later on. Two men to come do something. I don't know if they were gonna come kidnap me or whatever they were gonna do, or they were gonna hurt me because she threatened me for my life, you know. But the relationship had already ended because when I told him about the pregnancy, that was it, really, you know, and it just ended it. And so I carried that kind of responsibility. Well, after I had the child, I went through a depression. I mean, after that happened to me, I went through a serious depression, right? A guilt trip, you name it. I just felt horrible about the whole situation. And one night, I cried so much for I don't know how many months. I was so sad that all of a sudden people say you don't get visions of Jesus, but I swear it's the first time I got a vision of Jesus. Like the ceiling, it looked like it was burning, and then it rippled open, and it was like a vision, and it's him, and he's holding the child, and he's rocking the baby, you know, back and forth like this. You know, he's and he's admiring the baby, and he's looking at the child, and he's smiling at the child. And when he did that to me, I was able to heal. I was able to know that I was forgiven because I was carrying that guilt. So I was forgiven, and so I thought, nah, it's just a dream, right? I'm still in denial. Me, you know, a stubborn Scorpio is stubborn. Well, I worked with this Amish girl, right? And we were doing rehab uh, for like the elderly. We'd go and we do like the rehab for their legs, their arms, you know, the range of motion and stuff like that. And she was going through this time because I had everybody at work, man. I had like people anti-abortion and abortion people, you know. Everybody was like arguing. People were for me to have this go through with the abortion, and others were like anti against it. So I had like these rivalries. People even at work on this debate issue, you know, over my pregnancy, and it was crazy. I was like, what? I didn't know that people were arguing, and it was causing uh, chaos at work. This pregnancy, you know, because I was having a really hard decision on what to do. My friend, her name is Dorcas. I know it's a weird name. This Amish girl, sweetest girl as ever. She told me not to do it. She told me to give the baby up for adoption. I said, I can't do that. I might as well have the child. You know, if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to go all the way through with it, I might as well just keep her. Right? And so I forgot to tell you in the hospital, I woke up from the anesthesia. I think they thought, I don't know if I died at the table, but I, you know, coughing, and I woke up, and I swear to God, the anesthesia doctor turned around and looked at me, and he started yelling at me, what? What? What's wrong with you? Why didn't you tell me that you had a heart issue? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you have a heart issue. I said, no, I don't. He goes, so I'm thinking, well, why is he yelling at me? Why is he so mad that I woke up? Was I dead? They still to this day didn't tell me anything about that. I wonder if this child if they put her in an incubator, if they kept her, if she was something different that they didn't want to tell me. You know, I look back to these things and I wonder, what was it? Why were they so adamant about me having this child? You know, it makes me wonder to this day if she's still alive, or they have her hooked up to machines and they're cloning or using her body. I don't know. It's so sick to say, to think like that. You know, but you know they're feeding off of her. I hope to God that they didn't do that. Anyways, so back to my what was I saying? Because I get so caught up in all that crap. So then so then his wife, when she found all this stuff out, she started sending me a lot of witchcraft, like crazy, and like sending people like from the cartel to come get me. And like, I don't know if they were gonna come get me and my kids, but like, I swear to God, God always helps me, man. Jesus always comes through. And that's when I ended that whole relationship. I wanted nothing to do with him, man. It got really like that bad, you know? So then the thing is that my friend Dorcas at work was the only person that I felt like was not judgmental. I really believe she was an angel, you know, of God. And I swear to God, she and her and I became close during that time of my pregnancy. She was there for me a lot. And one day she came into work, right? It was like 2, 3 weeks later after I had the vision of Jesus holding my child. She comes in and she goes, Lorraine, I need to talk to you. We need to sit down and talk. Girl, we need to sit down and talk. Like, when we talk, I said, or after we get done doing some of these exercises, we'll talk. And she goes, you're not going to believe this. I said, what? She goes, I had a vision. She goes, Jesus came to me in my dream and he was holding your baby. And she did the same thing. She showed me with her arm. She goes, he's going like this. He's just staring at her and he's moving her back and forth. And I said, thank you. I told her, because that was to tell me right there that I wasn't crazy and that I did have my vision. And she just made my vision even more true because he gave her the same vision to tell me. Because he knew I wasn't going to believe it. I had to hear it from somebody else, or, like at the time, it's not that I didn't believe in miracles and I didn't believe in God or Jesus. It's just that he was carrying, why me? It's like, who am I? So I knew then, and that's where my journey started. And that's when little by little I got closer and closer to God, to Jesus, the Holy Spirit. That's when my belief started. I didn't talk about it a lot to people, and I probably should have spoke about it more to my children, but I didn't. I kept it inside because people in my family already thought I was insane. They already thought I was crazy. Lorraine, stop smoking that drug, stop doing this, stop doing that. Oh, mom, you know what I mean? It's like if I was an embarrassment or looked upon with. They had lost a lot of respect for me, I guess. My family, they just didn't see me at the same level as themselves. A lot of them had their own businesses. They were doing very well. Everybody was doing good. I was doing all right for myself. I was only making like 50, 60,000 a year, but for me, I was happy. I was not married anymore, having to listen to somebody dictate everything to me, and I had no. Money. I could actually spend the money the way I wanted to spend the money. I didn't have to answer for it. Just the freedom of being an adult. I had that, like, I enjoyed it. And, well, so then, God, I hate when I get stuck like this. So after all that happened, my family, I just kept everything a secret. I didn't tell nobody anything. That's why they don't believe all these stories that I'm telling you, because I really haven't talked to anybody. I started telling my daughters these stories about a year or two ago. They were fascinated by my supernatural stories that I told them about, but I didn't know they were into witchery, and I didn't know they were into all that dark magic or whatever the fuck they got into. They never even mentioned it to me. They told me they went to some tarot card reading fairs or I don't want to call them state fairs, but like seminars or fairs that you go to, I guess, like big, big conventions of tarot card readers. And I thought that was fascinating. And so I knew they were into that a little bit, and I didn't think anything of it because I never saw anything weird in the house. I didn't see no cauldrons. I would go visit my daughters quite often. I didn't see anything that would catch my eye. So all this came to be a surprise to me to this point. So, anyways, after that, I started having more supernatural things happen to me. I saw a doctor standing. One day, it was snowing. It was a white snow. It was a snow blizzard. It was a whiteout, I guess they call it here in Iowa. And I was driving in it, and I swear to God, I saw this doctor holding his how they hold their notes or their booklets or their back. This was in the 90s. They hold their tablets or whatever, like for the next patient that they're going to see. But he was standing out in the middle of the snow in front of this house, just standing there wearing his green scrubs with the notebook and the paper. But he was dead, and he was just standing there, and it was a ghost. And I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "Oh wow, this is crazy." And I thought, nobody's gonna believe this story. I told a couple of people at work. Of course, they didn't believe me. Everybody thinks I'm crazy because I'm always joking about shit and have a twisted sense of humor sometimes. And so nobody took it. And over time, I let all these thoughts go. I just let things go. One day I was I was dating another guy at the time, and he was like 10 years younger than I was, but he needed a ride to this farm. So I gave him a ride like at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? And this is weird because I've never seen anything like this because I hardly ever see owls. And I'm not a big owl fan, believe it or not. I love birds, but my favorite bird is the eagle, the hawks, like that. The owls, they're pretty and everything, but they're not my type of thing, or neither are crows or the rest of the other kind of scavengers. I don't know, but I mean, owls are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. So I'm giving him a right to work, and on this gate, as we're coming into the yard of this big land where he's going to work construction, as we come in there, it's a dead winter, man. It was like freezing outside. Two identical twin owls, identical, sitting together. I don't know, they were male and female. They were both snow white. I almost couldn't see them because they were on the fence. And since it was a blizzard, I almost missed them. And I seen them. They didn't even budge. They didn't move. They didn't do nothing. They just stared. And as I drove by, I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was two of them, identical. Okay, so this is when I started seeing synchronicities, weird stuff like that started happening. Okay, you guys probably know more about this stuff. I don't know what all can tell me what you all think. Because I'm telling you this stuff, but I learn things as I go along. It sometimes takes me years to know what the hell that was. And so then, as that went on, I mean, I just had like little supernatural. Then one day, this is crazy. It reminds me of the movie. I used to be a big X-Files fan too. So one day, it's because I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get to work by 5 a.m. because of the fact that it was an hour drive. And to be driving in a blizzard and all that and going down these towns and these roads that were curved, I would have to leave at least 2 hours early. Plus, I had to snow. I'd have to shovel my driveway. I'd have a man. I mean, I dated somebody, but please. So I'm out there shoveling my fucking snow and shit. I learned how to be a little cowgirl. Country girl out here. Not cowgirl, country girl. From Texas to Iowa, okay? I toughened up. And my girls are like, Mom, you're not as girly as you used to be. I said, yes, I am. They go, but you're out there shoveling snow. Well, who else is going to shovel the snow, girls? Are you guys going to do it? Hell no. You're not going to get up at 3 a.m. to shovel the snow for me to go to work. So it's just the way of life. I would tell them, get over it, because I was pampered living with the spouse that I had, the one that caused all these problems, the life insurance and all this shit. Was making six figures. It's not a lot of money. We weren't rich, middle class, but I was pampered. I mean, I didn't have to work, and I was a housewife, and my girls were used to me going and getting my nails done, my hair done, and spending money and the feminine, doing a lot of self care. And so my girls weren't used to me out there shoveling like a dude, and just throwing snow and doing it and loving it, right? And I think about those times, and so. As I get stuck on these things, man. So, like I tell you about the owls were like something else. And then I started having birds started hitting my windshield when I would drive to work. Since it's such a long drive, I started having, out of nowhere, I felt like I was in a movie. I would hear it, boom, 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 and they just would hit my, like, two or three uh, throughout the drive, an hour. And I'd probably hit like six birds, like the little small brown birds or whatever you call them. Robins, I don't know what you call them, but anyways, they would be hitting, it's like it was a magnet that was pulling them towards the windshield of my car, and they started hitting my windshield. I thought I was being attacked by the birds. One almost went through the crack of my window because I had it cracked open a little bit, and I was like, "Oh my god, what the hell's going on here?" Like, I'm being attacked by birds, right? I'm in a movie, and that was like the beginning of something that this all happened maybe a couple of years before I went to be with Mr. The one who, the conjuring guy that taught me, I didn't know it was into dark magic and all that shit, but the one that I went to go and, without knowing, became a student or a student of his, not that he trained me or anything like that. I just said sarcastically as an inside joke. Went to go be with him in El Paso. When I left Iowa, I went to go be with him, and then that's the other adventures started, with the witchcraft and the cults and all this crazy shit that I was fighting, So but I just wanted to tell you guys that much up until this point. And I'm sorry that I bored you guys, and I know I'm probably missing more points or more important things that I'll probably remember, but that's just a little information. And something told me, for some reason, I'm not supposed to tell you guys everything. Oh yeah, before I let you go, I'll tell you. The whole point of that story is that I honestly got lifted up. This is even crazier. My car and I, me in my car, got lifted up one day. We were driving in the dark, and it was this blizzard winter that all this shit happened to me, man. It was this snowy blizzard. I don't know if it was 2012 or 14, somewhere around there. This is when this happened. It was like the worst blizzard, or I don't know what, in Iowa. I swear to God, I thought I was dreaming. Most of these things feel like dreams or visions, but I was lifted up into a spaceship. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I was lifted up. I don't remember anything. I don't remember being experimented on. I don't remember laying in a bed or anything like that. I just know that my car and I were lifted up, and I don't remember shit after that. And then I remember waking up in my bed, and that's it. What do you guys think? Anyways, that's it, man. I've had too much. I'm not a. Somebody called me a social media whore. I'm not, but it made me laugh. If that's what you want to call me whatever you want. But anyways, so 3 videos in one day is a lot for me, man. I'm gonna take a break for a while. So if you don't see me for a while, don't be surprised. I overdid it a little bit today. So I just some inspiration. Something told me to tell you guys this. I'm not gonna tell you everything, but man, because we could be here forever. Anyways, guys, what should I say? Not to be so ugly. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Uh, those that support and are always saying nice things to me. We should, as women, always support each other no matter what. Young, old, wise, not so wise. We have to influence each other. We have to be there for one another. We should not hate or be jealous or competitive with one another. We should be sisters, any kind of role model to each other and inspire. If a sister is down and sad or going through some rough times, we all should be there for each other. All the divine feminines, we all need to be one with each other and always know that we have each other's back too. You know what I mean? It's like if somebody's going through attacks, we should all say, hey, man, we should start praying and hoping that the attacks stop or help a person out. You know what I mean? Help somebody out that might be combating the whole world on their own shoulders, by themselves, man. Give me a break. Sometimes, I'm just kidding. My ancestors helped me out. But like if you need any help, let me know and I'll send my ancestors down to you guys, down to your spiritual warfares. Whoever's attacking you guys, let me know. I'm just kidding. Anyways, peace out, guys. Love you guys. And it's always a pleasure talking to everybody here. And I hope whatever I tell you helps you in anything in your life, maybe now, never, future, whenever. And God bless you guys. Have a nice evening. And you won't be seeing me for a few days, okay?